What's going on? What's going on? What is going on? My universal entities. It's your boy again, the universal entity, back at it again for this month's special video. And today we'll be reacting to what I like to call a three-parter type video. So it's basically like watching three different YouTube channels reacting to what is essentially the same type of video. Now I have watched the original video that all three channels will be reacting to, but I kind of want to get a much more, how should I say this, broad perspective of three different YouTube channels to get a good idea of like how they tackle the same exact set of questions from the same video and different stuff that they personally have to share. So I've been trying to get a few videos out there that are a bit more on the short end of being like, you know, 20-15 minutes short, maybe even less. I believe this video is like almost 9 minutes, so by the time I'm finished talking and reacting, it might end up being like even 15 minutes, 20 minutes, but we're here to react, so let's do it, guys. So today we shall be reacting to a very special video from Beast Mode Smooth Reacts, and the title of what I like to call this three-parter series is Modern Woman Rejects a Nuclear Physicist for Being Boring. And as you guys know, this is going to be part 1. So I hope you guys enjoy the video, and let's begin.
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So before we get into the video today, we want to ask you guys to please like the video and also subscribe to the channel. And over on Patreon, we have some videos and exclusive content over there as well, so go check that out.
Hi.
What
Hi.
You're reading?
Yeah, I was actually reading. I ship out in a few days, so I was just reading The Art of Strategy.
Okay.
For the military?
Yeah, guys, just to kind of make this very clear, the idea of the Pineapple Show is that you have my girl over here, Melly, which is basically the person who hosts the show. And the general idea of it is that she gets a few, like, I guess, Instagram models or just females off of like Instagram or other social media platforms. So I believe it's mostly from like Instagram, right? And the idea is that she gets, guys to come on here, and whenever they say the word pineapple, it means that they're kind of done talking to the person. Sometimes it's that they lose interest. They just can't be bothered to like talk to that particular person, but they can say it as soon as they see the image of the guy. So yeah, it can kind of get a bit more like harsh, but that's how the show runs. So we have to respect the platform and so on, though. But yeah, hopefully you guys will see why I really wanted to like react to this video from multiple different YouTubers, of course.
Yeah, so actually I'm a nuclear physicist for the Navy. So I do that in a few days.
Okay.
How old are you?
I am 27. I look a little young. I'm not that young.
Yeah, you look young.
So where do you live?
So I'm actually in the Woodlands, Texas right now. Right down there by Houston. I'm about 30 minutes away from Houston, so I'm a little close.
Oh, nice. Okay, so tell me a little bit about your stuff.
Man, where do I start? I like martial arts a lot. I did a bit of pharmacy back when I was a little bit younger, about 2-3 years ago. I got certified at pharmacy around when I was 17. I didn't really do anything with it. I went to university for a while. I was getting like a business degree, so I have a bachelor's in business. And then I did pharmacy for a little while, for about 3 years.
He seems extremely intelligent, extremely bright, and they're kind of poking fun at him.
Yeah.
Probably all fun and games, but I mean, to get serious, this is the kind of guy in the next 5 to 10 years, he's gonna be a CEO of a company. You know what I mean? He's a down-to-earth guy, military guy, very family-orientated kind of guy. I mean, this is the kind of guy that women should be gravitating towards.
I hope this ends up being a good situation because he does seem like a very nice guy and seems like he has his things together. I want them to go more in depth of who they are as a person and maybe like their interests and whatnot. They're just kind of touching the surface. It feels more like an interview right now where it's like, tell me your qualifications.
Yeah.
That's kind of what it feels like. So I hope it's going to be more about like the character of him.
But I mean, let's
you
be
know?
honest. Majority of women in today's society, not all, but they care about the bag. They care about the earning potential. Could he make 6 figures, right? So from the woman's perspective, I mean, this should be a go.
I understand that aspect. The majority of women may be looking for just the financial security aspect, but finances are not going to create a family. Finances are not going to give you your like long, healthy marriage type of situation, right?
It's a part of the component, though, but it's not.
Yeah, it's part of it.
It's not everything.
Yeah, so that's why I'm saying it's really important. Because what's the point of having a guy with a lot of money and bad character, or who isn't a good person, who doesn't treat people well? Like, do you know what I mean? So there has to be a balance. So far, he seems like a great guy. He seems really nice, and he has his self together financially. So far, it's good. I'm hoping that she's not going to be like, he's not a scammer, and I'm not interested.
Got my.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. That's what say she isn't going to say something along the lines of like a scammer. It's not going to be her excuse. But yeah, you guys probably should like either allow you guys that just watch the video with me, because trust me, the reasoning that she gives is not the worst reason in the world or necessarily a horrible reason, but it's just one of those reasons where it's like, really? Is that really it? Is that all there is to it? Type of, yeah. Anyway, I'll let the video continue.
I did my PyCat about a year ago. Got a 96 on that. It goes up to a 99. Got a 96. They offered me nuclear physics, and I was like, why the f not? So I went there, and now I ship out in a few days.
Oh, okay, nice. Well, best of luck as you ship out pineapples.
Damn. Why?
And there it was, ladies and gentlemen. Now, I understand that probably by the time I'm like recording this and whatnot, the video probably, I don't know, close to like 5, 6, 7 minutes by this time. But I mean, in actuality, in terms of like the video that even the YouTubers are reacting to, it's probably been about maybe two and a half minutes so far, and she's already like pineapple. So that's why I said this show can kind of get a bit savage, like the pineapple show. But yeah, that's just like the reasoning as to like what she gave, right? Which I said to me is probably like the most intriguing part of this whole conversation.
Because he literally didn't tell me any qualities about himself. He's just like, I made a 96 on this. I did this. And I feel like I did that at first too. But however, I need a man with some personality.
You felt that quick? You know you didn't have personality?
Yes, I'm really good at reading people.
Okay.
This is such.
Two things. One, I don't know what's it about. This isn't like a gender thing, right? But what is it about people like having this thing where like I can read people very well, like they're not a trained body language expert or anything like that. They didn't probably do stuff like study and get like a bachelor's or a master's in like English language or English literature or something along those lines that can kind of help them to understand how people word certain things and so on. But it's like there's this term, right, where like that especially females have, and it's called a vibe. If the vibe literally isn't right, then nothing is right with this guy. And I understand, I get the idea of what you're saying, but it's like the moment the vibe isn't right, it's like, nope, not giving this guy no chance. No sir. He's dead to me. Done. I want to move along as quickly as possible without offending his or anybody else's feelings. And I'm like, seriously? Again, I'm not saying that she was saying that it's like a vibe type of situation or scenario, but it's also one of those things where you're like saying to myself, is that really the best you could come up with? Like, ugh. And then the worst part about it too, which is like the second point I should probably mention, is that she even said that she's probably guilty of it herself. She didn't say necessarily like a yes, but she's like, I can probably say maybe somewhere in the beginning parts of the Pineapple Show, even before this, I was probably doing like the exact same thing. But now that it's turned on me, it's like, I can see where it went wrong, but I'm not gonna give this guy a chance anyway, because guess what? I'm the actual guest on the show, so because I have the power to, I'm going to say this thing that allows me to sound like a hypocrite, but I'm still going to do it anyway because I'm just, the guest. And that's probably a biggest complaint about that in terms of what she did. It's like imagine if somebody like lies a lot, right? And then you go to somebody and they happen to lie a lot too. You don't have to like that person as the exact same thing as you. But how can you say that I'm not going to be in anything with this person because they lie just as much as me, and I only want to be around people who actually tell me the truth, and I will be the liar amongst those truth-seeking persons? Like, seriously? Oh my god, man. It's like it's two different things, but it's the same principle. The liar cannot stand the liar, and the person who talks too much about their achievements academically, especially, and so on, or career-wise, is like when it comes back to them, again, man or woman, is like they're like, nope, can't get the exact same type of person. And I understand that you may not want the exact same copy and paste, but I'm like, you're just going to automatically just And again, these people are like even in their 20s, as a matter of fact. So it's like you're not even like 30, 40 something. You're not at that point where you can really say, boy, I am 100% know within myself, based on previous experiences, that this and that and that and this. It's like, nope. I just think that this is the right thing to do because yada 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 yada. I don't know, but yeah, I'm here to kind of get that perspective of like these YouTubers. So let's get into it, right? Too much talking from my end.
A bad look. I'm sorry. When someone comes and approaches you so professionally as well, and he seems like he's a very kind person, you know, and a lot of women want the bad boy. So if he doesn't show some kind of like, edge to him or whatever, he doesn't have a personality all of a sudden. It's like he's just a genuinely good person, and that's not good enough for her. And she thinks that she's reading people well. Honestly, I don't think so.
They're kind of hardwired for a particular kind of guy, and that's all they see.
Yeah.
Any guy that doesn't fit that narrative, the rest of the guys are completely invisible.
Yeah.
Right? So that's the problem in today's society. And it's kind of backwards, because if you're a good person, you pay your taxes on time, and you're a little nerdy, but, doing your thing and, being responsible, then that's considered a con in today's society.
No, and that's just so unfortunate, because it's like he presented himself very well. I understand that maybe he didn't get a chance. She really didn't give him a chance to really even talk about his personality. You could have found out more about whatever his hobby is. What does he do on his spare time? And you could have found out more information, but you just cut it off. You're like, pineapples, I'm done. Yeah. It's like you could have dived deeper, but right. I don't think she came prepared. That's the thing. You know when someone is prepared and if they're serious about trying to find somebody, because you will have those questions ready. So I think for her, she wasn't taking it seriously. She was just kind of like, we're going to just bounce around and see what happens.
Yeah, but it almost seems like she's waiting to disqualify him. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of women will sit around and that one thing that they don't like, he's out of there, right? So I think that's the problem. She didn't move in good faith when he presented himself. Yeah. She was more so like, okay, I don't like this, don't like that.
Yeah, and I kind of want to touch on this, guys, because as much as you guys think that, I know all because I am the actual YouTuber, I believe that, I know all, I'm some messiah or something. Nope, not at all. As much as I refer to myself as a universal entity, I do not know all. I've told you guys, I believe at least on one occasion, that I'm still in my early to mid 20s. So, yeah, definitely don't know everything. I am not all seeing, all knowing, which is why I said I love to react to these guys and show you guys, because it really does give you a different perspective on like what different persons at different sections of the world, even within like the same country like America, US, how the couples, single persons, people who are like divorced, like how their mindsets are when they react to these stuff, like, It's really something. But I just want to kind of touch on what you said, because I think to some degree even I can be accused of that. But here's the thing: when I normally do that type of thing, where it's like I try to find reason to disqualify persons, it's not necessarily like a nitpicking thing. It's more like I just want to get the big deals out of the way. So let's just say, for example, I consider myself to be a Muslim or Christian, something really that religious feel, right? If I get up and I said, like, alright, as a Muslim or as a Christian or a Jew or whatever I wish to identify as, and the practices that I use within those religions respectively, I'm like, I'm just gonna marry another Jew, Muslim, Christian, or whatever. It's like I make sure that's in like the first probably 10 set of questions that I ask that person, so I can be like, this ain't gonna work out, because as much as you have a nice personality and so on, I definitely need this in like my top 5 or top 3 things that a woman must have for me, and potentially for the children that we may or may not harbor together. So like, yeah, that ain't gonna work out. You get what I'm saying? So even I'm kind of potentially, guilty of that as well, but not to the extent where it's like nitpicking. And I'm just trying to find out one thing to be like, yes, this girl is not worthy of me and my love and who I am. It's like, no. I just want to make sure that the big 10 or the top 3 stuff are out there, and like once I get that out of the way, the little nitpicking I might do is like, and I can live with this. I can find ways to like go around it for this person. But yeah, I do understand that a lot of persons out there are like that, and they're gonna be like, I just want to find this one thing, and even if you're like 3 years into like a relationship, it's like, I just want to find that one thing and it's over. You get me? Terrible way to live if you ask me, but to each their own.
He's not a bad boy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, like, disqualify for like valid reasons. You know what I mean? If you see something and you see really bad, like something obviously that would be a red flag, then I would have more of an understanding. He didn't say anything bad. Nothing, like, he didn't say he like is, I don't know, he's mean to his mom or something. He didn't say anything crazy. Like, that's why I'm confused, because what did he say that turned her off so much? He just presented himself.
He didn't have the slang to him. He didn't sound like he's from New Orleans.
Oh my gosh. Or like have some type of, that's what I mean, though, with the edge.
He didn't have that edge to him.
Yeah.
So all the good that he is as an individual is completely nullified if he doesn't have a little street kind of credibility to him.
But then what's going to happen? So, okay, she's going to continue on this dating show. She's going to keep pineapple, the next guy. And then what? You're going to just keep nitpicking, and then you're never going to end up with somebody.
Right.
Like,
that's the problem. She's going to look up. She's going to be 35, 40 and wondering, where did all the good guys go?
Because you're being too nitpicky when a nice person actually presents themselves. Do you know what I mean? So I think it's more, you have to take the step back and say, all right, what am I really looking for? What do I need to actually have a good, healthy relationship? And if you are looking for marriage, come prepared with the things that you're looking for as well.
Yeah.
She obviously wasn't prepared, but yeah, anyways.
Yeah, I mean, some women today, they don't move with a sense of urgency.
Oh yeah.
They're just more so kind of laid back. Whatever happens. But they don't realize they have that window, that small window, to actually find a potential candidate to get married to and to have a family with.
Yeah, and they also just waste time with the wrong people as well. They're holding on to this guy that isn't good for you, that's like doing all these bad things, cheating on you.
Yeah, guys, so the video is almost going to like come to an end, so I might as well just say a few pointers that I got from the YouTubers, the beast mode reactors. I like how they mentioned that, especially amongst females, again, can go either way, but especially amongst females, just kind of emphasizing that right now. Women nowadays, I remember somebody like trying to explain this to me, right? And it's like, because youth, like a woman's youth and beauty, can be used almost as like a form of like unofficial currency amongst like a lot of people, especially men, to like get what they want and all this type of stuff. It's like when they start to get old, not like 40, 50s, but let's just say like late 20s beyond, it's like when you're not able to produce as much eggs, or you're less likely to have children or produce even healthy born children. Like, God knows what they could be born if you decide to have them after 35, which is around, I believe, the time of like geriatric pregnancy. I was even researching that, like, the oldest woman on earth, oh no, sorry, the oldest age a woman has ever had a natural born baby without the use of like science or something like technology in the last couple of years is like 46, 48, yeah, somewhere around that age. So theoretically, without the aid of like medical equipment and staff and so on, you don't really have a chance of even having a child in your 50s. So after these talks about, I remember somebody down there having like a child like 50 years old and stuff, it's like, yeah, it can happen, but who's to say that your biology is like that person? You get it? Like, a lot of people say that even with like Usain Bolt from Jamaica, like, he just has a very good genetics along with like the proper training and discipline and so on that helped him to get there. So it's like, as an athlete, are you really going to bet on the fact that you just have that one out of every 100 athlete type of genetics that is like as good as Usain Bolt? It's like, no. Just pretend for a second that it's really just like an average athlete. If it ends up being that way, then good for you. But there's a saying that, like, I'm gonna kind of paraphrase right now, but like preparation or like prevention is better than the cure, right? So it's better to just not catch, like, I guess you could say, like, COVID than to get the vaccine and all this type of stuff once you have COVID, or in the case that you have COVID. So it's like, if you have to just back away from everybody for like 3 months so you don't catch COVID in those 3 months, it's better to do that than to get the vaccine and all that stuff. But again, teach his own. So yeah, I think I'm gonna probably close the video off right here, cause I mean, I think they've basically said the majority of what they need to say, and it's only like just under a minute left. So I'm gonna close up and wrap up a little bit early today, guys. Thank you guys for watching. Hope these videos are informative about what I had to say, and even the YouTubers. Again, look out for a few videos being posted between now and the next few weeks or even few months. I plan to have at least one more other video with a guest on, and as well as 2 more other reactions to the whole modern woman rejecting nuclear physicists from 2 other YouTubers, which I expect to be Taekwondo. You guys can check him out as well, and MTR, mediocre tutorials and reviews. So those will be the other 2 videos I react to, of them reacting to basically the exact same video as this. So until next time, my entities, this is Universal Entity signing out. Have a great one, and thanks again for watching and listening.